Hey folks, this week we're going to create a character together in Blender. But before I do that, I'm going to introduce you to a few more tools in the edit mode. And those tools will be really useful when we dive into character making. So let's get started. So this is our Blender and our standard cube when you first open the software. Let's tap into edit mode. Just a quick reminder, all the keys or the buttons I clicked will be displayed down here. So let's say I left click and it will show up here. So just in case I forget to mention any keys or buttons and you get confused, you can always check down here. Alright, so we are in the edit mode. And on the left side here, we covered most of the tools last week. I mean, not most of it, but the first few tools, the move, rotate, and scale and transform. And this week we're going to talk about extrude, insect faces, bevel, loopcut, and knife tool. So all these tools are very useful because they basically allow us to add more geometry or expand geometry in certain directions. So let's start with extrude first. I come up here and I face select, and I click on this face. The shortcut for extrude is E, and I can just extrude it out. I can also use that for, let's say, edges. So for example, this one, and I do E, I can just pull it out. I can also constrain it to the Y axis if I want. So the next one is face insect. The short key for that is I. So I'm going back to face select and I click on this face and I to use insect faces, and I just drag my mouse and then you see it's creating a new face for me. If I tap out of edit mode, you can see it doesn't make much difference, but inside edit mode, with this new face, we can do a lot of things. For example, we can combine it with the extrude tool we just mentioned. So like that, there you go, you have a smaller cube on top of this bigger cube. So next one, it's called bevel, and the short key for that is Control B. So basically, it creates edges for that cube. So I'm still going to work on this face. So Control B, and then same as insect face, you just drag your mouse and then see it's creating this rounded edges for you. And you can go down to this bevel property down here, and you can change the segments to make it kind of rough looking or more detailed. All right, and then the next one is Loopcut. And the short key for that is Control R. And this time, I can actually create lots of cuts here, but I'm gonna just work on this one. So it's creating this loop cut along the Z-axis. So I just left click, and then you see this orange line. And I can basically place it anywhere along the Z-axis. But if you want it to be in the middle, you just right click and it will snap back to the middle, right? Okay. And another thing with the loop cut is you can create more than one loop cut. By that I mean, let's do that again, Control R. So when you hover over here, you see it only shows you one loop cut. If you want to do more than one loop cut, you just scroll up your mouse wheel. So you do twice, it will give you 3 loop cuts, and then you left click. And just as the one we just created, you can slide it and then place them in wherever you want, or you right click so they will snap back to be evenly distributed on this cube. The last one I will talk about is the knife tool. So knife tool is pretty similar to Loopcut. So essentially what it does is, short key is K, so it will create more vertices, and you can basically create any shape you want. You just click, And once you are happy with it, you just press enter. There you go. But I'll be really careful with the loop cut. The knife tool, because as you become more experienced, you will realize how important it is to have really clean geometries. And knife tool will easily mess up because it just allows you to place the vertices anywhere. Yeah, so let's be more careful about that. All right, that's all the basic tools I want to talk about today. Another thing I want to say is, let's say you're in one tool, but you realize, oh, I probably pressed the wrong key and then you don't know how to get out of it. So it's very easy to do that. So let's say, wait a second. I wanna do something about this surface, this face. Maybe I want to do inset face, right? The shortcut is I, right? But instead of I pressed E, and you're like, oops, what do I do now? How do I put it back? It's very easy. You can either right click, or you can just tap the escape key on your keyboard. All right, now you can do like inset face if you want. All right.